Happy holidays, everyone. This is my favorite time of year to reinvent, rejoice, and remember to say thank you. So on this episode of Ingrid's World, you will meet the founders of Kidz and Go. Their mission is to grow the next generation of smarter consumers. They encourage parents to teach their children about money using a very unique method. They will explain how it works and their passion. And then you'll meet a pastor and assistant pastor of Bethel AME Church. They will discuss the mission of their church and their programs, their outreach, which includes feeding the homeless, free backpacks for children K through 12, and Christmas gifts for children of incarcerated persons. We have two new segments that I want to introduce you to, which is Why It's Important and A Moment with Alyssa and Isis. Each features youth reporting on topics from their point of view. So welcome to another episode of Ingrid's World. Now, let's welcome to the show, Joe, Justin, and wait a minute, and Jimmy! Yay!
Thank you for having us, Ingrid.
That was a test.
Thank you for having us, Ingrid.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about Kidz on the Go. How did you, first let's start talking about a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Joseph Jones. I'm married. I have two kids, Leah and Naomi, and I'm the co-founder of Kidz and Go.
Right.
My name is Justin Simon. I'm also a co-founder with Joe and Jimmy of Kidz and Go, and we've actually known each other probably the better part of 5 years, and that's when we started developing the concept.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'm Jimmy Dang, also co-founder of Kidz and Go. No kids yet, but am married, and I have a couple of nephews and nieces, so thank you.
Well, it's great having you here. So why did you start the business?
Well, I started my business because of my kids. Buying kids a lot of presents every year is like, you know, the playroom gets crowded with toys. Mm-hmm. Walking through my house one day, basically looking at all these toys just lying around. And my kids, you know, just not playing with these toys.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, I need to teach these kids the value of money. Right. And that's how Kidz and Go was created. I basically wanted to create a safe environment where my kids can understand the value of money.
And that's important. And so the mission of Kidz and Go, what is that mission?
Sure. When we developed Kidz and Go, originally Joe had come up with the concept and the idea when he'd seen all the kids' toys in the basement and thinking really, how can we teach kids the value of money and not really wastefully get rid of these toys? What can we do since we spend such good money on them? And you know, the mission here is to help teach kids the value of money in a safe online, COPPA-compliant online marketplace for kids. What is COPPA?
I was going to go there. I was like, okay.
Sure. It's at the very base of what we do. It's the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. And basically what it does is it protects children's private information, internet browser cookies, and a lot of information that we don't want to be shared from a child's perspective with the rest of the world. So it's necessary to adhere to COPPA when you have a website that directly markets to children. And basically what we do is we take utmost care and protection of the child's personal information, which is only collected through the parent. So anything that the parent any information about the child is all inputted by the parent.
Wow.
So essentially what we're doing is giving children a safe place to buy and sell online, and really grow their entrepreneurial spirit at an early age.
And I think that's like so important. So like, how does the website work?
Sure. You know, when we first started planning the site, what was really important to us was user friendliness and making it fun. So we really kind of dumbed down the process. It really is just a few steps to get started. And first, you need to go to the site, check it out. You can actually, do some browsing as well. But to really get into the portal, you really have to kind of sign up. And to do that, you just click on the sign up button at the top there, fill out some information, verify your information, and get started. And once you get in there, you'll be able to start playing with the tools. One of the really fun things that we have is the ability to kind of get interaction between the parent and child using the chores tab. We'll be able to create a chore list, and parents will be able to virtually send money right into their virtual piggy bank for the kids to go ahead and buy and sell and see that money and the spending as well as the selling of the product showing up in their virtual piggy bank as we go.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's in the kind of I think one of the coolest differentiators in kind of to the COPPA point, a child can't sign up on their own. It kind of fosters the conversation between the child and the parent. If somebody goes to sign up as a child, and in turn sends an email to the parent to sign them up, so that the parent has full control, but the child is the driver of anything that goes on in the site. The way that we can kind of manage that and what people really like and parents really like is that anything that the child does on the site has to be approved by the parent. So the parent receives an email notification, click on a link to approve, deny, reject, or edit a listing or a purchase. And children also have the ability to donate to charity through the site, create chores, as Jimmy had said. And our future goals, I mean, we have a lot of different ideas for how we can grow that next generation.
And that's so important.
And also another unique feature of the site, it keeps a running total of what the child bought or sell on the site.
Oh, nice.
Throughout the entire year. So every time the child logs on, it shows a bar graph with everything.
Now, why wasn't this around when I was raising kids?
It's come a long way, and we're really excited about the product, and it really gives, the feedback we've gotten is that the safety perspective and allowing the child to do what they want and to be the driver is critical in the success of the site and the success of growing the smarter consumer, but still having the parental control piece.
Yes.
I think that's really very important. So you've been very successful in setting this up, and I love the fact that it's very safe for children and for parents. I mean, because I'm really worried about stuff like that. What are some of the successes? Where do you see bringing your company?
Sure.
What's the next step?
So the next step is to teach kids the value of money through classes, setting up classes throughout the area. Actually, setting up classes throughout the United States for kids and parents to teach them how to budget, how to balance a checkbook, how to start bank accounts. We want to do all that through our site.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And I think through kind of key partnerships, both within school districts and some other key influencers that, whether it be an educational group like a Khan Academy or some other method, I think that's key to kind of getting this out there and helping grow our next generation of entrepreneurs. Kind of at this point, success-wise, it's a new thing for us. We're not developers. We don't have a technical background at all.
Really?
In fact, we're in telecommunications.
Yes.
We are not technical. We actually found a team to develop the site over the last 2 years, and we're happy to report it's finally on the internet after about 2.5 years of working with this team.
Wow.
And some of the great successes are we now are on the iOS app market as well as the Google Play Store, so you can also download our mobile app versions as well.
Yes.
So for our viewers, they're gonna pop up the "Did you know" thing, because when I got that slide, that was very interesting. So in terms of how many children are going to be between the ages of 7 to 14, you said it's 32.9 million children.
32.9 million children in that age group, and kind of the interesting thing, and kind of our age group that we cater to mostly is probably anywhere in the 5 to 14 range.
Wow.
The interesting thing is that of children that have access to the internet, under 8, about 75% of children have that. And it was our goal to give them a safe place to use the internet to buy and sell rather than asking their parents for the credit card, going to another website and trying to do it on their own, which we hear a lot of. And a lot of mistakes happen, a lot of unsafe interactions occur. And it was really our goal with that growing market to be able to address that kind of stuff and make sure we had a safe environment for kids to go to.
And the buying power of kids is increasing every year at $1.6 trillion a year. Kids have some type of influence on parents' buying decisions.
Exactly.
So it was very important for us to launch this site.
So as we wrap this segment up, how can they find more information?
Sure. Anybody that wants to go to the site and wants to learn more about Kidz and Go can go to www.kidsandgo.com. That's KIDZ and go.com. Or they can always give us a call at 1-855-788-KIDZ, K-I-D-Z, and that's 5439. You guys can also email us if you have any questions or any recommendations at info@kidsandgo.com.
And follow us on Facebook as well,
Yeah.
Kidz and Go.
We're on Facebook and we're on Twitter at Kidz and Go, and you can follow us there for updates.
Excellent. Pleasure having you both all on this
Thank
show.
you.
Thank you so much.
Great.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Coming up next, we'll be talking with Pastor Reverend Wayne Bennett and Associate Pastor Reverend Erica Bennett from Bethel AME Church. Welcome to the show, Reverend Wayne Bennett, and welcome to the show, Reverend Erica Bennett.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you both here
Glad
on
to
this,
be here.
especially during the holiday time. What a
Yes.
wonderful thing to talk about what your ministry is about. Pleasure having you here.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. So one of the things is that I was excited, especially with your background. Well, first of all, let's just tell the viewers a little bit about yourselves. Reverend Erica Bennett.
Yes, well, I'm Reverend Erica Bennett. I'm a native Washingtonian. I grew up in the area and went to Frostburg State as an undergrad. Then I became a marketing analyst, and I wanted to do more with children. So I went back to school and got a master's in teaching and became an elementary school teacher. Around that time, I also was grappling with the call to ministry. So I attended Howard University School of Divinity and accepted my call and began to do the work in ministry.
Beautiful. And Reverend Wayne Bennett.
Yes, I'm Reverend Wayne Bennett. I am a 20-year teacher. Yes, I am the 7th out of 23 teachers in my family. My family originated in South Carolina, Somerton, South Carolina. So even though I was born here in the Washington, D.C. area, did all my education here, I claim Somerton as my home.
Now, how far is that from Rock Hill, South Carolina?
Rock Hill, it's about 45 minutes from Rock Hill.
Well, sounds like you around
indeed.
family.
Yes, indeed. And so I've been teaching, like I said, for 20 years, and then I had a calling on my life. In 1992 was when I really became serious about the call and just grappling with it. And then from there, we are part of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and they require us to obtain a master's degree in divinity school or religious study.
Fantastic.
So we matriculated at Howard University School of Divinity. I was the first class of the new millennium, amen. So we graduated in 2000, May 2000. And because teaching was my second career, I did go obtain a master's degree in teaching from Trinity University in Washington. And from there, I did my core courses for my doctoral degree at the George Washington University, and that is in higher education administration. So we've done some education.
Both of you well credentialed, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Well, first of all, where is your church located? Where can I find Bethel AME Church?
It's in the Montclair Shopping Center. It's right in the Montclair community.
All right.
Right off of 234. It's a mile away from 95 on the right-hand side. And so we're on Kevin Walker Drive is the actual physical address. It's 4371 Kevin Walker Drive.
Very nice.
Yes.
And the mission of your church, because I have to tell you, I'm kind of excited about your website when you said this is your church clothes. And I saw the jeans and everything. I said, ooh, that's very neat.
Yes.
What's the mission of your church?
So our mission, of course, is to seek out those that do not know Jesus as their personal Savior. One of the things that we wanted to do when we arrived to Bethel was just to engage the community. And so we wanted to bring in families, we wanted to reach out and be like Jesus in that we want to serve the community, not to be served ourselves.
Ooh, powerful. So what type of programs are you offering at your church?
Well, we have a few things. The first thing that we offer is actually we have Sunday worship service. We always have to say that, Sunday worship service. And it starts at 11:30. We did it a little different, let it start a little later, 11:30. And then of course we have our Bible study on Wednesdays from 7:30 to 8:30, just 1 hour. And then there are some other things that we wanted to do to engage the community, especially When we first got there, we did a demographic to see what the community actually wanted from their church.
Right.
And one of the things that was uncovered throughout the demographics is that in that area we have families, so we wanted to make sure the traditional family structure. So we wanted to make sure that we tapped into that. So we do have a marriage marriage enrichment course that we are doing, and that is slotted to begin in September. And so that's one of the things, and I'll let Reverend Erica talk about our Family and Friends Day.
And Family and Friends,
Yes.
what's that?
So we also instituted Family and Friends Day. We were excited when we got the information back from our study that there's so many families in the area. And so one thing that we do is over the summer we dress down. As Reverend Wayne said, we start service a little later. We know it's not the easiest to get little ones out and going. Every September, the second Sunday, we do our Family and Friends Day, where we have worship service outside. And immediately following worship service, we have the video game truck for the children, the infamous moon bounce, face painting and food, and just a lot of fun to engage everyone into our worship experience.
And it's very nice because you're meeting them, at their particular, where they are interested in, where they're at.
Yes.
And it's really very, meaningful, powerful that you're right there in a shopping center, because I know that area very well.
So people come to the bank.
You
and
go in the bank.
Yes. The veterinarian
groceries,
is there.
and all kinds of different things there.
Absolutely.
So that's a very nice thing. One of the things that, particularly this show that we're talking, it's during the holiday, and it really touched my heart, how you do Christmas gifts for incarcerated, for children whose parents who may be incarcerated.
Yes.
That touched my heart. Wonder if you talk about that, because that just really got to me when I read that.
So Bethel has a partnership with the Good News Prison Ministry. And what that ministry does is talks with the inmates to see who has a need. And then once they get those names, the addresses, the ages of the student, of the children, then they give that information to us. And we take as many families as we can, and we go out and purchase whatever is on their wish list. We are committed to do that. So if there's a bike there, we go get the bike. If they're clothes, if the little ones, the parents need those things, we get whatever they need. And the thing I love about that program is the gifts come from the incarcerated parent. And so on the gift, it's from the parent. And when we deliver the gifts, we say, this is from, and we tell them the exact name. So it's not from us, we're doing it on behalf of their parent. And the kids are really excited about that.
That's powerful.
Especially when we get to actually do the delivery.
Right.
If you could have seen the faces, oh, this is from my daddy. I mean, I just simply melted, just to see that. So that was great.
So one of the questions, because we have like a minute left, and I want to find, what can a person expect if they come to visit Bethel AME Church and they've started now? What can they expect?
Well, they definitely can expect to receive a lot of love when they first get there. We greet them with a smile, a glad handshake, or a holy hug. We want them to be comfortable in their worship experience. Any way they want to worship the Lord, they are able to do that at Bethel. If they want to be quiet worshipers, that's fine. If you want to raise your hand and praise the Lord in a more vociferous way, then you can do it that way. We do it in song, we do it clapping our hands, stomping our feet. So any way you want to worship the Lord, you are able to do that at Bethel.
And you know what, in those times, and the way that you welcome people where they are at, as opposed to saying you need to be here to come to see us, is a really wonderful welcoming method. And I wish you continued good luck. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, we appreciate it. God bless you.
Wayne Bennett.
Thank you for having
Erica
us.
Bennett. Reverend Erica Bennett. Pleasure having you here.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Coming up next, we'll be hearing commentary from Anya Wheeler on why it is important, and then have a moment with Alyssa and Isis. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, welcome to the show, Alyssa Paris Hicklin and Isis Wallace. Well, it's great having you both here. So this is the holiday show, and one of the first things I want to know is, what does the holiday, mean to you when you get together for the holiday? What does it mean?
The holiday means joy and happiness to me, and I'm really glad that I get to spend it with my family.
Wow. And Isis, what about for you?
The holiday is like a loving time for me. I get to spend it with my family also.
Beautiful, wonderful. And so what's the importance of the holiday season? I mean, from your, perspective.
The most important part of the holiday is that I get to bond with my family and everyone gets to hang out together.
Nice.
The most important thing of the holidays is that I get new toys and presents.
Ooh. That sounds great. And do you do anything for fun during the holiday season?
For fun, I open gifts and then I'll play with them.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you have and what do you like to do for fun during the holiday?
Well, I go to the mall and maybe talk to Santa and tell what I want for Christmas.
Now, I am very disappointed that I don't hear about how you all like to go ice skating. Who takes you ice skating? Do you all go ice skating during the holiday season?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And do you all go to church during the holiday season?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you do. Oh my goodness. So, if you had like this big thing and you could wish anything for people during the holiday, what would be your wish that you would like to grant for everybody during the holiday season? We'll start with you, Alyssa.
My wish would be for all the poor to get like what they deserve, so that way they'd have as much fun as we do.
Oh, beautiful.
What about you, Isis?
I would like to end all the wars so there won't be any drama and we could just live in peace.
Oh, thank you. What a wonderful way to end the segment. And I have to thank you both for being on the show. And I think we need to remember, you want to end, want everyone to have everything like you have, and you want peace. Well, thank you for being on the show, Alyssa Paris Hicklin and Isis Wallace. Coming up next, we'll be talking to Anya Wheeler, who will tell us why it is important. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. So Anya, here's your segment, and so why is it important?
The holiday season is an important time of the year because it gives families the opportunity to bond and get together. There are so many activities people can do, like go to theme parties and cook large meals. It's also a good time to give back to the less fortunate and fill them with a sense of joy and prosperity. The end of the year is the perfect time for reflecting on how far you have come and how far you have to go. Here's to a bright future. Happy holidays.
Thank you for watching Ingrid's World. Now here are the people that are behind the scenes that make Ingrid's World work and make it possible. Christopher Hicklin, Annie Wallace, Alyssa Hicklin, Isis Wallace, and Anya Wheeler. They make it happen, as well as my makeup artist, Mary Coffey, Bobby's Hair Salon, and the fabulous people at Fairfax Public Access. Thank you, everyone, for the hours you have devoted in making Ingrid's World possible. Thank you for your hard work. Remember, this is a time to say thank you and celebrate. Happy holidays.